Hi guys, Sally with Disabled Advantage. Maybe you're thinking, I have CRPS now, my life is over. Maybe someone has told you that, either the medical community or your family members or your friends. At some point, we've all either thought it or been told our life is irreparably damaged and over, and it's not going to be the same anymore. And that is true. It's not going to be the same anymore. But it is also possible to do really cool things and to have a life of purpose filled with love and finding things that bring you joy, even while living with CRPS. So I want to share some of the cool things I've done since my CRPS started. Also, really sorry the camera's shaking. My hand is shaking. I kept training horses for a little bit. I completed 4 years of college. I've photographed collegiate, independent, professional, and minor league baseball. I designed awareness charts and graphics to raise awareness for CRPS and other health conditions. I've trained both of my own service dogs. I found a way to do archery with upper body CRPS, which has been fantastic. Rare, but fantastic. I started my own business. I'm training future service dogs. I've done CRPS and disability awareness talks. I got married. I helped renovate our home. I restarted my career path 4 times, and I met my favorite horse trainer. I also learned how to walk 4 miles. I rode horses again. I've been to the Rockies, and I did really long walking trails. I held my niece when she was a baby, which I didn't think would be possible because it's so hard for me to hold even lightweight objects. So holding a baby was kind of a terrifying experience, but I'm really grateful that I got to be a part of my niece's life in that way. I've cooked a bunch of great meals despite having dexterity and coordination problems. I saw multiple states. I've lived in North Carolina, Missouri, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, and I've worked in North Dakota. Very awesome experience up there. And I found hope, love, and purpose again. People tell you that, disability changes you, and that's absolutely true. And people tell you that CRPS changes you, and that also is absolutely true. But it doesn't have to mean that everything's over. It doesn't have to mean that you're never gonna have anything good in your life again. You need to be open to the idea of adapting your ideas and your dreams and being really, really creative and being willing to do things that feel less than, if the end result is that it's the best possible thing. I resisted going back to riding horses for a long time because I knew I'd never be able to ride the same way I used to, which is true. But riding for the purpose of therapeutic riding to rebuild range of motion and strength and balance and just enjoying it, once I gave it a shot, I found a way to love riding again. Is it different? Yes. Do I still have my memories of how I used to ride? Yes. And I can still find joy in what I do now. The same goes for archery. So that sounds impossible, right? For upper body CRPS and, stretchy joints and muscles and everything. But we made it work. We built up my upper body strength. We use a youth bow, so it has a lighter draw weight. And some people might scoff at the idea of doing things in a kid version or doing things in a lesser version or a more lightweight version. But opening yourself up to the idea of being willing to try that stuff, if it means that you get to have some of that joy, you get to have some of those experiences again, and do it in a way that works with your CRPS instead of just saying, well, I can't do that, so I'm not going to try it at any level, gives you back pieces of your life that you thought you'd never get back. And that is 100% worth it. So my message for you, if you're first dealing with CRPS, or maybe you've had it for a really long time and you're stuck in a rut and you feel hopeless, or you feel like you just can't do this anymore, find someone to talk to. Message me if you need to. Look at hobbies you used to do. Look at hobbies you want to do. And be willing to think outside the box. Think about, well, what are the barriers to me doing this? And how can I make it work? And there are some things that, are just off the table. Like, I can't go ice skating and I can't chop firewood, but I can train my dog to pull a firewood cart, and I can pick up small pieces of firewood, and I can help bring firewood into the house. And so taking what you want to do and then kind of mapping it out and making a list of all the elements that go into it, a lot like training dogs. You can find pieces that you're able to do, and that can bring you, it can make it worthwhile. And all of these things caused flares, but every single one of them was a worthwhile flare, because I got to do something incredible. I got to have fun. I got to make amazing memories. And they're all things that I can be proud of doing while living with one of the worst conditions possible. Thank you for listening.